Now that our journey across the Premier League is done and dusted, we'd like to bring you the second and complete ranking of all the Premier League stadiums that we visited along the way. As you may have seen in our first video when we did our ranking of the first half of the Premier League stadiums. So, to save you from having to listen to all the reasoning over again, and this video being half an hour long, we'll keep our explanations brief. If you haven't seen our first part, you can watch that video with the link to that on screen now. So strap yourself in and grab yourself an 18 quid Arsenal burger as we bring you the honest rankings of all the stadiums in the Premier League. Starting at number 20, we have the London Stadium. I don't think this needs much explaining. It's an athletic stadium, not a football ground, and it never will be. West Ham may have got a cracking deal on it, but there's no such thing as a free lunch, and because of that, it has to be bottom of our list. And if you think otherwise, well then you must enjoy watching football from a telescope. At number 19, we have the King Power Stadium. You can see our reasoning for what we thought of it in our first video, but sorry Leicester fans, it's just a classic Millennium Bowl, and now it's special. At number 18 is Vicarage Road. It's got a fairly interesting history, but there isn't really much to shout about when comparing it to others on this list. At number 17 is Selhurst Park. What can we say? It's got an okay history and a nice Sainsbury's next to it. At number 16 is Stamford Bridge, and probably could have been higher if Ken Bates actually turned on his electric fence. Number 15 is Turf Moor. It's got a decent history and Benny and hot. Mesmerising stuff. At number 14 it's St James's Park. Don't get me wrong, it's a solid stadium, and the fact there's a Georgian mansion next to the ground is pretty cool. Just don't think there's anything that stands out to move it higher up on this list. Although they do have a cracking pub right next to the ground called the Strawberry that we went to a few months ago. If you're in Newcastle looking for somewhere to go for a pint, this is your place. At number 13 we have St Mary's. To be honest, the fact there's an old Anglo-Saxon burial ground located directly underneath the pitch is all we need to say about how cool this stadium is. At number 12 is Ellen Road. The story of Leeds City FC and the tallest floodlights in Europe make this stadium full of drama. At number 11 it's Carrow Road. I mean, I know it's not technically Carrow Road, but the fact Norwich used to play in the disused quarry was mind blowing when we found out, coupled with the fact that one of their players helped fund the stand in the stadium means Carrow Road had quite the story and takes our 11th spot. Now we're at the halfway point. If you feel like keening that subscribe button, we'd absolutely love it. Time for number 10, in which we have the Etihad Stadium. Now this is how you transform a stadium. West Ham, take note. We also enjoyed learning about the intricacies that made up the stadium, including the design of the roof and its gladiatorial arena inspirations, making it a very nice looking stadium. Just a shame it never gets filled. At number 9, it was our final stop on this journey, Molineux. Call us ignorant millennials, but we were amazed to find out how much history this stadium has over the years, including its iconic Molineux street stand and how its heritage, the old Molineux house, sits directly next to the stadium. It was also very interesting to find out how it got its name in the first place. Overall, a very cool stadium we must say. At number 8, it's London's favourite team. That's right, Manchester United. We hate to admit it, but this stadium has a lot of fascinating history. Whether it's the fact it's held multiple FA Cup finals, or how it managed to come back from the ashes after World War II. It's a great stadium, just a shame it's turned into a big rubbish dump. At number 7, we have Anfield. I'm sure this ground speaks for itself, loaded full of tradition, history, and a rather notable flagpole. I guess the reason it's not higher on this list is its lack of design quirks compared to other stadiums. However, if you don't agree, then feel free to tell us otherwise. Also, I wonder how Liverpool fans feel being sloppy seconds as it being Everton's former home. At number 6, it's the Amex Stadium. What can we say? It's had an absolute rollercoaster of a history and lots of design quirks within the stadium design, making it overall a very good stadium. At number 5, it's the Brentford Community Stadium. The fact that it's boxed in by railway lines make it a very fascinating stadium, alongside lots of unique design points, meaning it's a cracking stadium. At number 4, it's the Emirates Stadium. The stadium is very interesting from a design point of view, including the roof and another stadium boxed in by railway lines. Just a shame it's home to Arsenal. Moving into the top 3 now, and first up we have the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This stadium is just an engineer's wet dream, with so many design quirks. It's truly a stadium to marvel at, whether that's the way they built the stadium whilst using White Hart Lane, or the tree-like structures holding up the South Stand. I guess its only real fault is its ability to host American-style rugby games. Taking runners-up spot is Villa Park. We certainly had our minds blown to find out how much history this stadium has, especially the fact that there's a 17th century mansion right next to the stadium, to which the ground has its origins from. Also, its old Trinity Road end was something of beauty, and we'd have loved to have been around to have watched a game in that stand. But it's good to see they modelled the Holt end on it, a truly underrated ground in our opinion. And as you can probably guess by now, in top spot is Goodison Park. What can we say? This stadium oozes history and has been a pioneer in stadium development from the very start, with it being the world's first purpose-built football stadium. We also love how there's still visible relics from old times, such as the Leach trusses. Given how much of an important role this stadium has played in English football over the years, we can't seem to comprehend how its days are likely to be numbered, and in our opinion, this stadium needs to be saved at all costs. So if you're watching Tranmere Rovers, it's time for you to take one for the team.